Well, hello everybody. Thank you for coming to another Monday Night Draw. My camera is all over the place.
Is this thing on?
Is what thing on?
This microphone.
Oh, here. It's on.
It wasn't on.
Sorry.
So you invite me down here, and then I don't even have a working microphone. That seems par for the course, Dave.
Yeah. You know.
And welcome
Anyway.
back to Meredith on Monday Night Draw.
Hopefully everybody's having a great week. I'm excited to be doing this. It's been a little while since we've done Monday Night Draw. We did one on a Thursday, but I kind of stopped doing these for a little while. It's just been difficult, mostly to get Meredith to do it because she goes to bed too early. So we're at 7, which is a little earlier. That's kind of the time we used to do it. And she's actually been staying up just a little bit later lately too. So I think this is going to work. And we're going to try and do this every week. We'll be here next week also. And then I'll be gone for a week anyway, for sure, because I'm going to be in Italy at Lake Como, which would be great. I'm looking forward to it for a convention. So anyway, yeah, did I say thank you for coming? Thank you for coming, everybody. Tonight, we're going to be drawing Rose. This is Meredith's create her own character that she did with Iguara, fantastic artist.
This was my leverage.
This was Meredith's leverage, yeah.
I'm like, you want me to come back on? Do something meaningful for me.
Yes. So you can talk about Rose a little bit while I get started. Go.
What do I say about Rose?
Oh, my sharpener's not really working.
It was drawn by an amazing artist, Iguara, colored by the phenomenally talented Triona. And I just loved it. I loved writing it. It was definitely an homage to C.S. Lewis and tried to weave in some of what he was doing and in that story. And yeah, I think you can still buy it. Surely you can get a digital copy somewhere.
I would think. It came out from Image Comics.
I have 1,000 in my basement.
Yeah, we have lots.
But they're all just single trades.
And actually, I got an issue for reference for the character. And it's all waterlogged. Our basement flooded a few years ago, and we lost a lot of stuff. And I kept the Rose stuff. Most of it's fine. The one that I got, though, is waterlogged, unfortunately. Water damaged, I guess, by now. It's not wet. It's just damaged.
Well, you know.
And by the way, I'm drawing on the back of the paper.
Why? Why are you drawing on the back of the paper, David?
Because the front of the paper had... So I don't know what that is. I think it's paint medium. And I realized it like with 0 minutes to spare. And I didn't have time to grab another piece of paper. And this is... I'm very... superstitious, and this is not the way I like to do things, but hopefully this will work out. Wish me luck.
Good luck. So, what book do you actually have for reference there?
I have issue 12 of Rose.
Oh. Here's a fun fact about Rose. If anybody's ever bought Dave's Nomen DVD, look at the artwork, eh?
Yeah, he's incredible.
You never feature Ig, but oh my gosh, look at it. The artwork was so good in that book.
Yeah.
I don't even have, oh my God, I don't even have the stream open. What am I doing right now?
You've forgotten how good it is, haven't you?
I did forget how good it is.
And Triona is so great on the colors.
Oh my gosh.
Really.
They made such a phenomenal team. I hope they're still working together. Let me open the stream. Is it insane? We're 5 minutes in. I haven't even opened the stream.
Now, I don't know if they're still working together.
I'm so late. I forgot how to do it.
But I do know Ig is doing all kinds of stuff for... I don't actually know where he is, if he's at Marvel or DC, but yeah, he's...
Well, yeah, because they're not stupid and they recognize good talent.
Well, I know he's at one or the other. I just can't remember which right now, but yeah, he's done so many great projects since this book. We were very lucky to get a hold of him when we did.
We were so lucky. I'd love to do... If I ever wrote again, he and Colin Dyer, I love both of them. One Mighty R has a super chat for $5 and says, "How's it going?" Thanks for the super chat, One Mighty.
It's good now that One Mighty R is here.
That's right.
It's good to see you.
And Larry Amber said, "Yes, I have that video because that was the inspiration." Did I say that?
I think you did. Yeah.
I'm so distracted right now. I have baby brain right now.
So I did a Noman video, and I needed my own character to do it. I couldn't do a Marvel or DC character because it would be licensed. You'd have to license it. And so I had a character that I had been talking to Meredith a little bit about. She was really involved right from the beginning. And as it goes, I just, you know, I'm going to turn that hand just a little bit so I can have the sword come out here. I never got to be able to do anything with it. And so Meredith took it over and made it. Rose, ultimately, how it came out is completely different. There's the only similarity, I think, is she has white hair. That's really, so this is Iguara's character. He did all the designs for a costume. He designed all the characters for the book. And it's really, this is
you were the inspiration. You inspired
I
me.
made a character with white hair.
Yeah, there you go. Fair enough. Random Pat has a super chat for $5. Random Pat says, Dave, it was great seeing you at C2E2 a few weekends ago, and my friend was extremely grateful for your feedback on his indie comic. Thanks so much.
Oh yeah, great to see you here. Yeah,
like super chats now. I see 4 likes on this thing.
I saw.
Is this a new thing?
I saw Random Pat. He had some Moon Knight samples quite a while ago. Now he's working. He just finished, or did you finish Random? I can't remember. But he was going to school for art, and he's looking to work in, you know, animation, video games, that kind of thing. And I wanted to say, but comic books. But you know what? There are so many great fields for art, and his friend had some really nice samples that he was working on too. So yeah, it's great to meet you both.
Kai Ghost wants to know, hi Meredith, how many issues of Rose did you create? There are 3 trade paperbacks.
Which means what, 5 issues per trade?
6 in the first one, I think 5 and 5 in the second, or 12, 17 or 18 issues. Like I did a solid run on that book.
Yeah. So trade paperbacks used to all be 6 issues, and then they turned into 5.
Yeah.
Because you could sell it for the same price for 5. I mean, that's really how it went.
No, I don't think I did that though. I think I gave 6. And,
all right.
Yeah. Your issue 12, I think, is in, you know, the end of trade paperback number 2.
All right. Get it sketched in as quick as we can. We have a guest coming on, actually, by the way, at 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock. Obviously by then, so that's perfect. He could host for the rest of the night. So nobody even picked up on the fact that I said that I had baby brain. We didn't have a baby. I mean, personally, you and I didn't. We didn't have a human baby.
Right.
But we do have a horse baby.
Yeah.
So cute.
We had 2 pregnant horses. Now we have 1 pregnant horse and a baby.
Horse and a baby.
And I don't know if you can screen
Baby
share or whatever, but
baby Benedictus. Benedictus.
Yeah, anyway.
Which means, blessed be the name of the Lord. Because, you know.
It's very nice.
SCS Powerlifting has a super chat for $5 because Meredith is in the house.
Thank you so much, SCS.
Thanks, SCS. I'm going to like that. I liked it. Look, you can like super chats now. How cool is that?
Oh, you couldn't do that before?
No. That's a new YouTube feature.
Look at that. I'm always so busy working. I can never get a chance. The only time I look before the stream, a lot of times, and see, it's nice because when we have a guest, usually I'm a little busy behind the scenes. But with this one, I was basically sitting here kind of twiddling my thumbs. So I had a chance to chat in the chat a little bit and talk to Henry Jeremick about Formula One. So Formula One, it was a big week this week, Meredith.
Wait a second. Okay.
Lando Norris got his first win. It's very exciting.
Woo! I don't know who that is. I
Yeah.
was like supposed to have a reaction to that. So there you go.
99% of people watching don't know or care, and fair enough. But yeah, it was a big deal. So if you watch Formula One, which I know a lot of you don't, Max Verstappen is another racer, and he's won every race for the last 300 years. I mean, Red Bull has been so dominant. So to have somebody else win and have Lando, who has had multiple podiums, this is his first win. So it was a big deal. It was great. It's a very popular racer. So I was pretty happy for him. It was a good weekend. And my favorite driver, Daniel Ricciardo, had a good sprint race. Came in 4th. And then it all fell apart on Sunday, but whatever. He had a good sprint race. I'll stop.
Yeah, let's talk horses.
All right. Hey, you say let's talk horses, and then you go quiet.
I know. I'm two thinking at once. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So listen, One Mighty R, is that right? Yeah, wants to know: do we keep the horses or sell them?
We sell them. Have any of you guys? So you've been posting the pictures of them to your Facebook, right?
I don't really post a lot of pictures of Baby Ben because I'm waiting for the pictures we took today.
So you haven't posted anything.
I posted some pictures of Baby Ben.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I just haven't posted a lot of pictures of Baby Ben.
All right. Well, anyway.
I'm keeping him on the DL.
I figure I'll be very lucky if she sells it. The thing is, we need to sell horses because
you only ever get one first foal.
Yeah, well,
one first. You only ever get one first time.
And I only get so much money.
First kiss.
We need to sell horses.
One first love.
And one first horse.
One first baby.
Yeah, I had a pretty good idea that we wouldn't end up selling stupid.
That being said, we might end up selling Spice and Buzz's foal because Buzz has had 2 boys, and we do not have room for more boys here.
I want to make sure that I'm.
You're not focused. No, I don't know. You are. I can't.
It's in
tell.
focus. I just want to make sure I'm not zoomed in.
ODM Photography has a super chat for $4.99. Hey, David Meredith. I've been penciling more than inking and using your videos to help. But how do you structure hair with a dynamic pose?
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. So I've got to figure, let's draw my body kind of here. My neck is here and my head, I'm going to draw like this. And I'm imagining that I'm turning my head, this way as they're looking out this way. Here's maybe an arm. And so what I would want to do with the hair is follow that curve, basically. And so I'm drawing this terribly, I know, but you get the point. The point is, that this is indecipherable. I want to think, because you can't draw movement on a character. Really, you draw the indication of movement, and hair is actually keeps are great that way too. But hair is really good for being able to give the impression of movement. I always like to think in terms of like a curve like this. It's a line of beauty. It's something that you can find in Bridgman all over the place, and he explains it really well. So it's a total mess here, but I'm drawing essentially that line, and I'm trying to. Ideally, what I want to do is flow my hair around like this, so it's kind of whipping around, and so her head was here and the hair is flowing behind it, and that is how I would do it, trying to accentuate a dynamic pose. And really, I should be doing that here. Because I want her to turn her head.
Do that. She's got nice hair.
See, and I'm not even thinking. I could even put something. I'm not going to do that. And maybe that'll give her just a little bit more dynamic movement than just having it static. All right, pen. 15 minutes in, I'm on the pen
already?
Yep.
What?
Let me move my camera down just a little bit. So I have a lower chair than I used to.
Did you announce this stream at all today?
No.
Oh, so Darnex says we're doing surprise streams now, following Jimmy's method. Is this a surprise stream?
Well, sort of. Now, see, I always used to do Monday Night Draw this way, but everybody knew that Monday we would do a stream. This one, I didn't say anything, and we're just doing a stream.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dave.
You know what?
God love your fans for that anybody showed up. 243 people are watching. I don't even know how they knew it was. Oh, Allison says it was posted earlier.
Oh, see, well, I did post. Yeah, I always post a link earlier. I want to be honest. I don't actually know how people find things with a link, like how that works. I don't know, but I'm glad it does.
Hulkster says, I would rather watch this and go to water polo practice. Hulkster, water polo. Very cool.
Yeah.
That is one of those sports where Your cardio has to be ridiculous.
Oh yeah, just floating in the water or treading water.
I was gonna say, ain't nobody floating.
Yeah, you're
when
not
you're
floating.
playing water polo.
Yeah.
I'm like treading water for 10 seconds and I'm puffing and puffing.
I could do it for hours. Not really.
No.
I can swim.
You can swim.
Maybe not water polo.
That's because you're fat.
Hey,
And float.
wow. Thank you for coming back on. We missed you.
Actually, you know, I say that. I have a couple comments to make, but I'm going to say this one first. I say that you're fat, but you're not fat. And you've actually lost 15 pounds on a new diet that David is on, in which I don't have to do any cooking. Dun, da, da, da. Have you talked about your diet on any of your streams?
A little bit. Yeah. Okay. So
I'm Mediterranean diet.
Right. Which is just Mediterranean food.
He is a ridiculously good cook, people. Like as good as he is at drawing, he might be that good at cooking.
There are recipes online.
Yeah. Just because you have a recipe doesn't mean you can follow it.
I guess. Yeah. Look, there are recipes online. It's not rocket science.
Let's just say this: your recipes I would never do, and I would look at that recipe and go, "Too much work," and move them right along.
Yeah, those are the most fun.
Yeah, no,
I really do. I love doing it.
We are such different people.
Yeah. Yesterday I did a pesto chicken pasta, and so I made the pesto. It's all homemade, and yeah, it's like a process, but it's so much fun. More productive than sitting there and playing a video game.
Adam Gearing has a super chat for $10. Adam does not have a comment in the super chat, but Adam, if you have a comment or a question, let us know. Oh, trying to get better at painting. There it is. Do you have any advice?
Thank you very much. First of all, my advice would be there are a lot of different mediums. I personally like acrylics, and I like acrylics for a couple of reasons. I can layer instantly right away, and I tend to make a lot of mistakes. So, really good painters will just put down exactly the color and tone and everything right away. Just with, they mix it, they put it on, and it's perfect. I can't do that. So I find building up to my color is better, and I find acrylics works well for that. It has limitations. It can be very difficult to blend. There are workarounds for that. We have videos where we're kind of working on that stuff, and I feel like it's pretty well explained how we're blending. There are other artists online that, and really everything I know about painting, that's how I learned it too, and having some great painting guests. But I'd say the medium is number one. If you want something more opaque, then you'd go for more like acrylic or oil. If you want something that's a little bit more using the white of the paper and a little bit more airy, maybe show the lines of your art more, then maybe watercolor is a better choice. So you kind of have to experiment, and that just takes time. And then from there, I highly recommend it, and something I've been working on. Eric and we did a stream a couple weeks ago where we did a Frazetta study. Mine didn't turn out the best, unfortunately. I wasn't too thrilled, but that is, I think, the best way to learn. Best way to learn how to draw in black and white, and best way to learn how to paint in color. You get so much from artists like Frazetta that do it so well. I will say you can learn all the color formulas to make different things, and it's good to know how paint mixes, and you have to learn that stuff. But for the most part, I think it's much better to just concentrate on the tone and the color that's there and just try and mix it rather than worrying about exactly what paint color they used. It's not really as important. You want to learn to be able to mix your own color, and that comes from experience. And I think the best experience is painting your own work, but also doing studies. So there you go. That's what I think. And I would say definitely check out our painting videos. There's so much great information. We had Brian Stelfreeze on. I learned a lot. And that was acrylic, actually. And he showed some really great techniques for getting acrylic to blend, among other things. Just great color techniques. And he works with warms and cools. You could use really probably any palette you want, but it's just using warms and cools effectively.
Alrighty. I had a couple things. Akuma says everyone should be subscribed and hit the bell for notifications to make sure you never miss a video or stream. See, that's how you do it.
Everyone is subscribed. We are at almost.
But you have to hit the bell.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I just want to say
I
we're
didn't
at
know that,
almost
but I hit the bell. And it
175.
says, oh, you can choose all or personalized, none or unsubscribed. I love it.
That's great. We're at almost 175 or 475,000 subscribers, Meredith.
Woo, woo.
So much. I mean, I didn't think we would ever hit 100. I mean, with an art channel, now there are some incredible art channels, but the really big ones have people with really big personalities with great production value, and we don't have any of that. I certainly don't. So yeah, I really appreciate. We have our live streams, but we also have tutorials, and I'm behind on this month's tutorial. I have one coming this month.
It's convention season. You should give yourself a little bit of break.
Yeah, I know, but
you're going into hardcore conventions.
I know, but I have one I really want to do. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna have to clean up that hair a little bit.
Adam Gearing says, I saw the Rosetta study and yours was great, but we are our own worst critics. And at that point, Allison McGlone has a super chat for $1.989. And Allison says, stop selling yourself short, Dave. It was great.
Well, thank you, really, to both of you guys. I could pull it up right now and show you guys and point out all the things where I know it really fell short. And part of that is time, but part of it is I thought it. I always think they're going to be easy, you know, because when you see Frazetta do it, it looks easy. Like it looks like everything is just there. It makes sense. And then you try it and there's so much subtlety that you don't see just looking at something that you really pick up when you try it. So that one really, it was hard. They all have been. I've done a bunch and they've all been difficult in their own way. What amazes me about Frazetta Meredith is he uses so many different color palettes for figures. Like one figure will be very blue and white and very cool. Another one will be really warm with a lot of browns and, you know, umbers and that kind of thing. Like it ranges all over the place. And I remember asking this question so many times. How do you paint skin tones? Like what color is skin? You know? And I wanted to know, like, here's my formula for painting skin.
No formula.
There is no formula. And you have to just keep working with it. And there are formulas. I shouldn't say there's no formulas. There are, but they're only effective to a point because it will end up being really limiting. To really, you know, paint like Dan DeSantos, you need to really learn your color. I haven't drawn this character in a long time. When did this book come out, Meredith?
I don't know. I did Wonder Woman in 2014, and we did that for a couple, maybe 2018. I have literally no idea. I have no idea.
And apparently Jimmy Ray's does pop-up streams. So there you go. So it works.
Okay, so listen.
Okay.
Let me read a few comments. Hulkster said, if I had more accounts, I would subscribe to you 1,000 times over. You are the main reason my art has grown, and I appreciate you a lot, Dave, for creating this channel.
Well, thank you very much, Hulkster. I really very much appreciate it.
Big Bobby says, hey, I started watching you a few years ago. You've been a big inspiration for me for a long time when it comes to comic book art. Manning Baxter says, you are freaking legendary, David.
Oh, you guys are too nice.
So there you go.
Yeah,
people love you.
The channel's been around now it's been a couple of years, you know, and there's so many videos out now. It's actually.
Anthony G says those channels have to keep getting bigger and more obnoxious. I can't even talk. Obnoxious to chase the algorithm. Meanwhile, Dave keeps growing without changing a thing.
Okay, well, listen to this though. So I have shoes that I have to paint.
Yeah, and they got a prom coming. You better do that.
I know.
ASAP.
It's going to be this week. It has to be.
Are you going to do it on a stream? Is that why you want to do a stream?
Yeah, so, but
that's the only way it's going to get done.
But painting like shoes and phones and that kind of thing is like totally the kind of stuff that it's like the clickbaity kind of stuff. I don't know why that's popular.
Why is he doing this?
Why people do it.
Dave is doing this because my sister asked him to do it for my nephew.
Yeah. So
And if my family asks Dave to do anything, he never, ever, ever says no.
so I'm gonna paint.
So you're going to
their
get to watch
shoes.
Dave clickbait paint shoes.
Yes, that's coming, and it's gonna have to be very soon because I don't want to. I'm looking over at my. Oh, I need to find a decent picture of this because I'm having trouble seeing what I'm looking at. Here we go. All right. I need to see what her costume looks like. The nice thing about this one is if this turns out terribly, it's just Meredith's character. So nobody cares.
You know, I know where you sleep, right?
Yeah.
I know where you sleep.
But yeah, that's such a clickbait thing to do, and we're totally doing it.
No, well, it's
And
not doing it clickbaity. You've got to get it done, so you might as well do it on the stream. Andrew Dalhousie has a super chat for
Andrew
$9.99. You're talking over me.
It's Andrew Dollhouse. You know who that is?
No.
He's an incredible colorist. He does beautiful stuff. Actually, you know what? I just got an email from an artist that.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to read Andrew's super chat. Hi, all. I'm coloring a great book on Kickstarter right now. Would love a signal boost. Battle Chronicle Soul Striker.
Battle Chronicle Soul Striker, which looks amazing. I don't have a link, unfortunately, Andrew, but I would like to.
Maybe Russ or Eric can find one.
I would really like to have you guys on and talk about the book. And Andrew Dollhouse is a great colorist. He's colored me a few times. He's really, really good. And I mean, the book looks amazing. So
and this is Andrew's, just because I only know this because YouTube tells me this. YouTube says, let's celebrate their third super on a live stream, which means this isn't Andrew's first time on your live stream, nor is it Andrew's first super chat.
No, I've seen him here before, but
thank you so much, Andrew. And I'm going to give him a thumbs up because I can now, because YouTube lets me like the chat,
yeah, there you go.
the super chat. I freaking love that feature. Now it's going to be like a Meredith liked my super chat, but she didn't like your super chat. It's going to be like
yeah, people will care.
Won't get banned anymore. They'll be like, whose super chat did Meredith like tonight?
Right, that will be the big thing.
It's going to be. You watch. Igor Texiera. Has a super chat for 10 reals. Igor says, Mr. Finch, I'm taking your course at Proco, and thanks for the penciling assignment. It inspired me to go all the way into inks on 2 pages of a new sample. Love from Brazil.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Igor. That's great. I'm glad you're doing it. Hopefully it's going well. I mean, Proco is so good. The way they present things. I will say this. Doing stuff for Proco has been a massive headache because they are so thorough. I mean, when they put a course out, there's everything there. And I can be a little slipshod. I mean, I'm busy. But, you know, when you agree to do something with them, they want it done right. And it has been a monumental undertaking doing that course. It's been incredibly rewarding. I'm so glad I did it. And I'm saying that they were a headache. I don't mean it that way. I shouldn't have said it that way.
You don't mean the headache. You're just like, they're holding your feet to the fire in a responsible way.
They have standards. They
have
really
standards that you are not allowed to slack off.
I will say, if you get any course from Proco, whoever it is, they only put out the best.
It is worth the money.
And they're not only are they very thorough, but they're very knowledgeable and they're very good at anybody they work with, making sure to get the most out of the course. Like they really go through the whole curriculum with the artist and make sure that it's something that's valuable. Like it's great stuff. I think, you know, you can go on Skillshare, you can go on different things. You don't really know what you're going to get. You hope, you know, that it's going to be worthwhile, but it isn't always. Proco certainly is. Always.
Titus Illustrations has a super chat for $5. Titus says, whoops. Glad to have you back and wanted to share. I'll be working with Upper Deck on an upcoming project. Thank you for being a great inspiration.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations, Titus. It's crazy that we're going to be back.
I
want you to know, people. Dave begged. He's like, Meredith, please.
So I was in Chicago.
Meredith, please come back.
In the last couple of conventions, but I was in Chicago and I talked to a few people that said, I miss your live streams. And I said, I still stream all the time. And they're like, well, but you know, they miss the Monday Night Draw, which I really appreciate. I miss it. And so I really wanted to start doing it again. And yeah, it can be tough because in order for me to do Monday Night Draw, I have to deal with Meredith. And I mean, you guys have met her.
Yeah,
so it's like,
true.
Is it even worth it? Not really, but we're doing
Well,
it.
clearly it's worth it for somebody because here I am.
It's worth it for me. I'm glad you're back.
Oh, I'm going to get so much leverage from this. I could see, like, I'd say foot rubs every night, but I already get those. I'm going to have to, like, up the ante, like, back rub. I'd say cooking, except I already get that now.
Yeah, I think you're doing just fine.
I'm the most spoiled woman in the whole world. You're too good to me, David. And because you're too good to me, here I am. How could I say no to Monday Night Draw?
I need to start.
Also, I kind of miss my community.
Yes. Well, in that, actually, I'm going to tell you guys right now.
I'm going to be honest. I miss my community.
The main drive for me to want to do Monday Night Draw again is I love doing the art streams, and we're going to keep doing those. And Eric is still drawing with us. Actually, I think when we're coming toward the end, I don't know if Eric's drawing tonight, but if he is, he's going to come on and show us.
Eric, are you drawing tonight?
How is this coming along?
Text me.
But
is Eric even here tonight?
I don't know, actually. I don't know. I haven't talked. I was supposed to talk to him today, but I spent the whole day cutting
I don't even know. Eric, are you out there? What is that Michael Jackson song?
I don't know.
Can you hear me? Annie, Annie, are you? Oh my gosh, I can't. I've got baby brain. I really like all I think about all day long is baby horse. It's true. It's like when you have a baby, like a human baby, you have baby brain because you're just like obsessed with the baby.
Yeah.
This has happened with the horse too. I have baby horse brain. I can't even think.
I knew that was coming.
Yep. Alaria TCG has a super chat for $1.99. It's his or her first super chat. I don't see a comment yet, but if Valaria has something I want to say, tag me in the chat and I will read it. And thank you for your super chat.
Yes,
and Alison McGlone says, at least you get your character art, Meredith. That's her super chat for $1.99.
Oh, I still have Alison's.
This away.
I still have Alison's right over there. I'm so sorry, Alison. I have no excuse.
Summer plans.
Yeah. Oh.
We're going to give this away, though.
This one?
Yeah, of course we are.
No,
you can
we're not.
Take it with you. You're going to hang
Never.
this somewhere? Frame my Rose character somewhere in your office? You got a lot of blank walls down here, Dave.
I do. I have a lot of art up, too.
Well, they're all behind you.
Yeah, okay, so you can only see some of the pictures I have up. But the truth is every picture that I've hung is behind me because that's what you guys can see. And I'm such a left to my own devices. I'm not the most interior decorator sort of guy. So yeah, what I do have is only there for the sake of the camera. And I have so much art I want to hang. I never get around. Oh no. You know what? I just got a picture over the weekend that I really want to show, and I left it upstairs. Next week, I want to show you guys.
You can show the picture next week. So here's the situation. We've been watching Homestead Rescue.
Oh no.
On TV, which I freaking love. But they use chainsaws a lot on Homestead Rescue. And I always think to myself, I'm a woman. Like this, sometimes we are self-limiting. I'm like, I'm not gonna. Dave can use a chainsaw. I don't need to use a chainsaw. I can cut the grass, but a chainsaw is too big a piece of machinery for me to handle. It's too heavy. But all these women on this show are using chainsaws. I'm like, I need a chainsaw. I need to use. Dave's got a tiny chainsaw. Maybe I can, in fact, use this chainsaw. So I'm like, Dave, where's the little chainsaw? My dad's going to fix it so I can use it because we've got a ton of little branches I could cut up. And we can use them for the fire pit. Come to find out that Dave burned through that chainsaw last summer.
So the neighbor and me, yeah, we were cutting a lot of wood. Neighbor and I were cutting a lot of wood last year. And yeah, I destroyed it. And then we went to the store and I got a huge one. I have a massive chainsaw at this point. It's the best. I don't care how small the job is. Nothing beats a big chainsaw.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so I'm going to get a teeny tiny little chainsaw.
So you're going to get one.
Buy myself one to cut a few branches because I'm not chopping down trees. But I would like a chainsaw that is manageable for me.
Yeah. But just make sure you wear the chaps.
Yes.
Keep your legs.
I do need my legs to ride horses.
I have a pair of shorts with a big gash down toward the bottom.
Do you?
Yes. from
Even though
it.
I told you to wear the chaps?
Yeah. Now I do now.
After that?
I've never cut myself with it, but I
No.
definitely, I tore my shorts. And I thought, wow, that's like, that was right there.
You know what? People can tell. You can tell a block of wood. You just can't tell much. Dave, oh Dave. All right. Hold on. I've lost the screen. Alaria TCG has a super chat for $4.99. 2 questions. 1, have you seen Jerry Vanserstelt art?
No.
Did I pronounce that right? I think I did. Vanser Vanser Stelt Stelt. And 2, what is your opinion on Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein work and Franklin Booth style?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I don't even know if I feel qualified to have an opinion on either one. Like any artist anywhere, I'm an enormous fan of Frazetta. I've got Frazetta on the brain, of Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein, and Bernie Wrightson in general. I've got tons of his stuff. He's a big influence in so much as I can make him an influence. He's so incredibly good. His brush technique, his the tonal work that he does, like it's just so beyond. And it's very influenced by Franklin Booth. Franklin Booth is an illustrator from the early 20th century, and just amazing stuff, like paintings rendered in black and white, like just incredible. And not only incredibly detailed and beautiful line work, but just also the tonal groupings are so amazing. And I don't do work like that. And Bernie Wrightson, while he picked up all of the beautiful line work and all of the subtlety, he also really picked up all of the great tonal work where things are really grouped beautifully. And it's just it's a cut above. Nobody's I don't think he's never been matched. And I have my favorite artists, Travis Trest, and I could go on. And I could say, I think this is the greatest artist ever. And then, are they really better than Bernie Wrightson though? Maybe not.
Is anybody better than Bernie Wrightson?
I really don't think so. I don't think so. But there are a few artists that I would say that about. Arthur Adams. He's nothing like Bernie Wrightson. But is there any artist that does anything like what he does at that level? Like he's the best out there, among the best. In every kind of discipline. So there are a few.
Michael Johnson Curry has a super chat for $4.99. Woohoo, Michael! Do you still use SketchUp at all, or 3D models, or do you find it easier to form and create things in your mind due to experience?
Good to see you here, first of all, Michael. I rarely use SketchUp. I don't use it for anything like cars or anything like that. The only time I ever use any 3D at all is if I have to draw like a large round room. I think the last time I used it that I can really remember, I know I used it actually since then, but the last one that pops into my head, I did an Avengers cover with Predator, and I had to draw the Avengers Tower, and it's like this curved kind of thing, and it has to be very precise. And back in the day before SketchUp, I would have faked it, and I would have gotten hopefully something decent. But with SketchUp, it's just so quick for me to just quickly model in a bit of a curved building and get it right. And then I still end up drawing everything myself and the detail. But yes, for things like that, like any round, large circular things, very, very difficult to do drawing. So I'll use 3D for that. Where's my brush pen?
I took it. Where's that? When did you do that Conan figure?
Which one? That?
Yeah.
That's not Conan. Oh, so this is my so this is the painting study that I did
Or Frazetta, rather.
Frazetta, yeah.
I said Conan because Frazetta did Conan.
Anyway, this is the one that didn't
Frazetta. I knew it was Frazetta.
It didn't really work out the best.
I kind of like it.
Well, thank you, but you should see the original. And I learned so much from it. Like color-wise, there are things I really like, and I learned a lot, but I lost a lot with it. So yeah, that's what that was. Sitting on the floor. All right.
sitting on the floor where we could have a flood?
It's garbage.
But so's your page sitting on the floor.
Yeah, and that's not scanned yet either.
Yeah. Henry Jeremick says, hold on. What the heck happened there? I lost it. Dave, you can't compare artists. There is no best. Everyone is unique.
You can't. I mean, you can. And
Because everybody is unique.
yes. I mean, you're totally right, Henry. You can in the sense that it's fun to, you know? And there are like schools of art and yeah, but you are right. You really can't compare. Like I love Simon Bisley. And I could very easily say, well, you can't compare him to Frazetta because there are things that Frazetta could do that Simon can't. But then there are things that Simon could do that I never saw Frazetta do. Like some of his really inventive color choices and some of the textures that he would pull off and just like the really over the top crazy figures. Like, so yes, every artist is their own artist. And it's probably not the best to try and say, oh, this one is necessarily better than this one. And, you know, the nice thing is, you don't have to pick. You can enjoy them all.
You can sometimes I like salt and vinegar chips. Sometimes I like sour cream and onion chips. And sometimes I like the plain chips with the dip.
Right. Last time I did a stream, Meredith, I was in a bad mood coming in.
What? You were in a bad mood?
No,
that doesn't happen.
I know.
Like every single frickin' day, 3 times today.
I was feeling grumpy.
What? You were feeling grumpy?
Okay. Anyway. And somebody said that art is subjective, and I totally disagreed and said art is not subjective. Okay. And I'm like, I realized, wait a minute.
Stop right there.
Does that sound like me or what?
This brings me back to our very first date. And I talked to David on the phone before we went on our first date. And so I knew he wasn't a super talkative guy. So I came mentally prepared with a list of questions. One of which was, I think, a standard reasonable question, which people understand is a question to open a conversation. By
the way, everybody's going to agree with me.
What is your favorite color? Devo, what was your response to that question?
Blue.
No.
Everybody's going to agree with me.
No, that wasn't your favorite color. What was your response to that question?
I said you can't really pick a favorite color because it really depends on context and placement with other colors.
I thought, what a jackass. That's what I thought.
It was
Are
the truth.
You kidding me right now? You're lucky I did. If not for the fact that there was food in front of me, I would have got up and walked out right then.
You guys agree with me though, right?
You're a jackass.
It's not.
That is not an answer to give somebody on a first date.
Well, look, I was just being honest.
What a jackass. And yet here you are. You still got the girl. But that feels comparable to your freaking out at somebody about artists.
Yeah, well, and I realize as I'm saying, I'm like, oh, listen to me right now. You know?
You need to take your pill more often.
Apparently.
Yeah. Just saying. One Mighty R says, this is one of my favorite parts of the stream, adding the heavy docs.
Yeah, this is always... drawing in the figure, it's fine, but there's like a lot of room for error and, you know, it might not work and whatever. Once I'm doing this, things get much easier and I don't have a lot of brush control, so I don't have to really worry about being super clean. I can clean it up later and just kind of throw stuff in. And I never think about it beforehand. So I'm kind of like, I thought, well, I'll light it from this side. Now I'm just doing that. And it's just basically going through the whole thing. I know where my lighting's coming from. And so I'm just lighting everything from that and doing the most obvious things first.
So I'm going to read 2 things here. First, I'm going to read Art 9 because Art 9 says, what am I doing here? Meredith Finch may become tonight. That's right. Bringing the peeps, Dave. I'm bringing the people. And then I'm going to read you some other questions, some other comments, Dave.
Okay.
Blue. Red. Red is the best color. Blue. Same. Blue.
Oh.
Black. Superman blue.
Does anybody agree with me? No.
You know who agrees with you?
Who?
Henry Jeremy.
See, I'm in good. There you go. That's all I needed.
I'm like, of course Henry did.
Yeah, that's fine.
Meredith Dave is right. It depends. It does not.
It depends. Look, Henry agrees.
My favorite color is blue. That doesn't mean I like any shades of blue. I have a partiality.
So are you
in my human person towards shades of blue?
So you
I
actually
have an anti-partiality. That's not really a statement for reds. I don't like red.
that would be an antipathy.
Just stop now.
That's worse than
Yeah, it really
me
is
trying
worse.
to break down color.
Yep. Anyway, I don't particularly like reds.
Yeah.
Although I have a red barn, which I love. As a general rule, you won't catch me wearing red clothing.
Do you know why you have a red barn? Because it's all about context and placement. That's why. I win. Henry wins.
No. I'm going to hit you, though.
All right.
When you're not looking. Yeah, Alyssa McGlone, purple. See? Green for me, Brett Wood. Isaac loves green. Isaac is an artist. I like green.
Isaac, our son.
My favorite color is mulch. John D. Harvey, clearly a gardener.
Definitely enjoying the spring.
Overlooked. People have a color that your spirit is drawn to.
Right. Okay.
And I know what your color is, Dave. Don't you worry. It's black like your heart. That's why you like black and white artwork the most.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Yeah, I guess it probably is.
Yeah, it is. That's why you gravitate towards shadows and darkness, because black is your favorite color. It's every single shirt you own.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I'm wearing a black shirt right now.
Yeah, you are. See?
I don't even know why I had to look. I always wear a black shirt.
I don't know why you looked either, but reassurance.
Yeah. I have a few gray shirts. Gray is like an offshoot of black.
Hulkster says, Meredith, I have a question. Can you tell us about what the first date was like? I want to know more. Now. LOL. So the first date.
Oh, man.
Are you ready for this?
No.
Meredith and Dave's first date. We agreed to go for lunch because I have kids. I'm not going out for dinner, and we're going during the week. So we're going to meet at, I think we agreed at 11 o'clock.
11:30.
Is that what we agreed to? 11:30. We met at a restaurant.
Maybe it was, I don't know, but it was.
Whatever. So we met at a restaurant for whatever time, 11 or 11:30, but the restaurant didn't open for half an hour.
Chatham Street Grill is not there anymore.
It's closed.
It's been gone, yeah, for a long
So,
time.
and it was November. It was cold. And so we walked. We're like, well, Dave's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, well, we can just go get a coffee and then come back. They're open in half an hour, and Starbucks is right around the corner. So we walked over to Starbucks. And when we're sitting in Starbucks having our coffee or tea, because I don't drink coffee, Dave confesses that the t-shirt he's wearing did you have a jacket on?
Yeah.
You had a thin jacket though.
Yeah.
And not a winter jacket like you needed for November in winter, but that this t-shirt he's wearing is wet. So he's in a wet t-shirt and a button-down shirt and a thin jacket.
Hey, look, I'm on deadlines. I don't have time for this
cold.
stuff. I didn't think this whole thing was going to work out.
But apparently I looked like I was dressed like a banker.
Yeah. And
I was.
I was too late doing the wash. And so I was too early getting it out of the dryer. And what do you want? You might as well know what you're getting in for.
Yeah, but we went for lunch at a very nice restaurant. Like it wasn't like it was one of the nice restaurants in town. So
yeah, good wine. Back when I used to be able to drink wine.
Yeah, we did. I asked him all kinds of questions, and at the end of the night, he's like, "Let me show you." Then lunch, not at the night and the afternoon. Let me give you some of the comics I've worked on, and then he shows me his BMW, which is what he was driving. So he's like impressed me with his car, and then he opens his trunk to have all these comics, which I use the quote unquote happen to have in the trunk of his car.
Everybody has that.
Oh yeah, everybody carries just random comics that they've done.
Okay, look, put yourself in my shoes. You meet a girl and you tell her you're a comic book artist. That's a tough one, Like if you say you're a doctor, you're good, but comic artist. She thought the first thing you said, I don't even know if you remember, but you asked me if I like newspaper stuff, And so I'm trying to explain it, but the easiest
comics like in the newspaper.
The easiest way to explain it is to show you, and so, but I don't want to be obvious about it.
I was like, why am I dating this guy? Why is this guy dating me? Like, look at all the women in his comics, because I think we all know the women in Dave draws beautiful women, and you can say I'm beautiful, which I appreciate, but I don't look like the women in your comics.
By the way, it's not the comic was Avengers.
Oh, and then you ripped somebody in half. That's my first exposure to your comic was.
It was a robot. It was Avengers 500, and Vision got ripped in half.
Yes, by She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But it's still graphic enough. I was like, oh my gosh, I've got 2 small children. Do I really want to date this guy?
Well, that's not the best story though.
What's the best story?
The best story is when I first met your parents and they wanted to see what I did.
Oh.
And I had just started doing Moon Knight.
Was it the Bloody Knuckles?
Nope. It was Moon Knight tearing Bushman's face off and then holding it up to the moon. And your parents are looking at him going, oh no. And
nothing like the way to impress a girl's parents.
And I wasn't like, when I gave it to him to look at it, I wasn't thinking about it. And yeah, that's the first time I met him. I don't know how this whole thing worked out.
More considerate about the kind of comics you're handing out.
I don't, you know, when you draw it, you don't think about it that way.
No, fair enough.
But yeah, I probably should have. Yeah.
So I do have to let you know that I talked to Eric.
Okay.
Eric is a little bit under the weather. His sweet little babu, his little 6-year-old on the struggle bus. So
okay,
he's on the stream.
Is that what he said? Did he say the struggle bus?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds like Eric.
Yeah, Sarah uses that term. Where is the struggle bus from?
I don't know, but it's one of Eric's favorites.
This must be a young person term because Eric uses it and Sarah uses it, and I've never used the struggle bus until I started hanging out with Sarah and Eric.
Yeah, I still don't use it because I feel like I'd be stealing it from Eric.
Well, you know, you steal things from people all the time. I totally do.
Just their artwork.
But you steal artwork, I steal turns of phrase.
There you
Alaria TCG has another super chat for $1.99. So, when are you bringing Jim Lee on your live stream?
As soon as he will come on. You know what?
Have you asked?
No.
He can't come on if you don't ever ask.
I haven't asked. I need to ask. Look, I'd love to have him on. I mean, 100%, obviously.
100% of the times you don't ask, the answer is going to be
yes.
no.
And no, I haven't asked, which is stupid. And I need to. It would be amazing, obviously.
I also have to say Comics on Coffee is here tonight. And
really?
They said, I hope we get to see you at a convention. And Comics on Coffee, Dave is loving the vanilla mocha coffee I've been making for him in the morning.
Yes, that's a Superman one.
We accidentally, because he would normally say, I'm not a flavored coffee in the morning kind of guy, but we accidentally ground that up because that's what he brought up because he had all the coffee down here to show on the stream and he's loving it.
Yes, and your sister too, actually.
My sister loves it. Yeah. I don't drink coffee, but it smells delicious.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I don't have any of my Comics on Coffee down here because it's upstairs where I'm using it. But
did you take it all upstairs?
Yes, but I do have my Comics on Coffee mug still right here.
I have the other one they sent. That one, not that one. There was a blue one. It's literally my favorite. It was like from the beginning.
Yeah.
That one's more of like a water thing. I find I use that for cold stuff. But the one they sent that's like insulated, I love it.
Well,
like,
this one and
all the time.
You know what yours does not have? Tea. Yours doesn't have Batman.
No,
by Frank Miller.
Mine does not have a Frank Miller Batman. Yeah, that's true.
Awesome.
I didn't even know that was on there.
Yep.
It's pretty impressive. Their stuff is fabulous.
It is. And
if you aren't ordering Comics on Coffee, what is wrong with you?
Yes. comicsoncoffee.com. And we're doing a stream actually with Comics on Coffee coming up the end of
and they do all their own, like they roast all their own coffee.
Yes.
They do everything is like
family owned
in-house.
business.
Yes.
We're doing a stream with them coming up
Russ
at the end
Hicks
of the month.
says I'm drinking the dark roast right now.
Yeah. See, dark roast is always traditionally my favorite. But I am really actually enjoying some of the other ones, being a little bit more adventurous. It's like stuff I would never choose. And I'm such a creature of habit too.
I know, I love it. Russ Hicks says Comics on Coffee is a family-owned business providing organic, naturally processed, direct trade coffee, and you can get a 15% discount on your order at, I'm going to say www.comicsoncoffee.com with the discount code David Finch. Seriously, if you love coffee, if you're going to Starbucks or you're buying, the best I could give you is Kicking Horse. Like we used to buy Kicking Horse coffee, which is like a really high quality coffee.
Yep.
This is better than Kicking Horse.
Oh yeah.
Dave loves it far more.
Kicking Horse coffee, it's great, but it's supermarket coffee ultimately. Like it's the best stuff they have, but you're not going to get the same level of quality. No, there's no way.
No. It's not like organic.
Yeah.
And family owned. Postmaster Dan says the coffee is awesome. Bat Force Robin is drinking the same flavor as you, Dave.
See, awesome.
So
yeah, it's great stuff.
If you want to, you know, like, do you remember that Life commercial? Be like Mikey, eat Life cereal.
Yeah.
Be like Dave. Drink Comics on Coffee.
And I have a discount code.
And there's a discount code, 50%. Nobody's
Never in a
days,
million years would I have thought
honest-
I'd have a discount code for
honest to
something.
goodness. I'll take every discount I can get right now because I've been to the grocery store. It is not cheap.
Yeah, I do most of the grocery shopping right now just because I'm doing the cooking. Yeah, it's out of control.
Yeah. You
crazy.
didn't know how much food costs until you started shopping yourself.
Yeah, well, and I picked the perfect time for it too, didn't I? Because things just gotten
it's
so
loaded.
crazy. I've kind of gotten used to it, but it makes me actually stress about money a little bit. I got to be honest. Like going there and just watching, because you don't think about it when you go to the grocery store. I don't think about it. It's like we didn't spend money.
Yeah.
Now I see what we spend. It's
It's crazy. Past Master Dan says he's not a flavored coffee drinker. They have just plain old dark roast.
They do with Batman
The
on
last one that Dave had was just their plain old dark roast.
Yep.
So they have different individual unflavored roasts. They have flavored roasts and unflavored roasts. So, there are options for every coffee drinker.
And you might surprise yourself. I certainly did.
Dave would not have drank flavored coffee in a million years till I gave it to him. And now he's like, where's my vanilla mocha?
Yeah,
It
it's the
smells
best.
like coconut when you're grinding it.
Yes. Yeah, it's
So
great.
good. Jimmy Reyes Art says, my business is dysfunctionally family owned.
Jimmy!
Jimmy's here. Yes, he is.
Good to see Jimmy here. I haven't talked to Jimmy for a while. Miss him. We need to catch up.
You don't talk to anybody.
I know.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can say that, but that is what it is. If you answer the phone, the only person you answer the phone for is me, but that's because I buzz you on the intercom.
Yeah.
It's a totally different ring.
It's actually not good. My phone rings and I just swear at it and I don't answer. And I don't look at who called. I do that all the time.
It's bad. That's why I never set up voicemail on our home phone. I literally never set up. People might leave messages on the home phone, but I don't think you can. I think it says this voice has a voicemail box that has not been set up.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
And I did that intentionally because I knew nobody was going to answer the voicemail on the home phone.
Yeah.
Extreme AB says, I knew you would make a good wife, Dave.
Thank you so much.
He makes the piece. You know what? I hate to say all the great chefs are men, but let's talk about sure, there's Rachel Ray, but then there's like Gordon Ramsay and Emeril Lagasse and Mario Batali, and like I can name a lot more male great chefs than I can name female great chefs. I'm sorry. I don't know why that is, because it's not a field in which you need to have more strength than women.
No, who knows? There are a lot of incredible, and actually,
but women tend to gravitate toward pastries. Like a lot of really great pastry chefs are women.
Well, that said, almost every recipe that I use, because everything I'm doing is just recipes.
This is what housewives do, Dave.
Okay,
you
well,
post on the internet.
All of my recipes, almost all of them, are from Mediterranean Dish, which is a YouTube channel. Now I'm promoting a totally random.
We don't get
but
sponsored
whatever.
by them.
No, but it's Mediterranean Dish.
No
they have a great YouTube
sponsorship
channel.
in this.
She is
Julie
really
Child
great.
Says Crystal, I do love Julie, but yes, Julie Child is great.
Yes.
Oh, her veal dishes! Like you really need to watch. We need to go back. Remember we watched Julia Child cooking shows in black and white?
I do remember. You remember there was a Julia
we need to
Child.
Go back and do that.
There was that movie where this woman cooked
Julie versus Julia or Julie. Yeah, we need to watch that too.
Not really my favorite thing in the world, those kinds of movies, but I enjoyed it.
The Julia Child cooking show again.
All right, we'll do that.
Maybe
Sounds
you can
good.
make some, because I made a few things with that were really good. Crystal,
Hey, Chris. Oh, he's here.
yeah,
All right.
he told me Julia Child, and I forgot about Julia Child because I do love Julia.
It's 8:00. All right, we have.
Is Crystal do we need Crystal
Yeah, he's coming on. He's
Crystal, that's who's coming on. What
So-
do I know? You just tell me someone's coming on.
Meredith ruined it. We have a very special guest that none of you know. Just for the time being, let's all pretend. He
I ruined it unintentionally.
has an incredible book called Satellite Girl. I'm going to bring you on. Meredith already ruined it.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much for coming on, Chris. Chris
Thank
has
you for
a
having me.
incredible
This
book
is
called
great.
Satellite Girl. I'm going to show you guys here that had a Kickstarter just a little while ago, and I got this. Actually, I have a bunch of them. I've got a bunch of different covers. It's an incredible book. 3 different stories in this one. They all have different satellite girls, like different versions, and really different stories too, and really great writing, by the way. Like I just really enjoyed it. It's like a female Lobo, but different. Yeah,
sure. You nailed it on the head. It's it's kind of this anthology series. You'll see there, that's Captain Cosmos. That is the Flash Gordon like superhero, and then all the satellite girls are like his sidekicks throughout the years. And there have been 12 satellite girls, and this book features numbers 12, 11, and 10. And so we're going backwards from like the modern era all the way back to the first one in 1941, the original, the OG satellite girl, or the first short cape, if you will, satellite girl 1. And so it's kind of like if Batman, if Robin, if there were like 12 Robins, and these are their side quests throughout the galaxy and on Earth and other planets and all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah. And so this is Satellite Girl 12, and her little kind of crash landing on an alien planet adventure.
And I don't want to ruin the whole thing.
Thanks,
And then it goes on to, this is story number 2. So this is Satellite Girl number 11.
Correct. This is kind of my Grant Morrison parody.
I enjoyed this story the most out of the 3.
Really?
I mean, they're all great, but this one I thought was and just really written just from a dialogue perspective in like a nice flowing way. I mean, I have tried to write. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So, seeing somebody that can do such incredible artwork, really amazing detail. I'm afraid to show some of the stuff in here.
Yeah, there's some surprises on those pages.
But some of the here, let me make this just a little bit bigger.
Sure, you can take me.
I don't want to. Let's see if I can. Yeah, the detail in this is really amazing. I've lost a lot of time just staring at a lot of the panels in here.
Well, I'm sorry if you missed your deadline. I'll happily take the blame.
All right, and just actually a little further here. This,
that one you can share. That's a fun one.
How long did that take?
Let's see. Penciling was pretty fast. I mean, fast being like 2 or 3 days. Because I knew I was going to do a lot of the detail and ink. But that's pretty much all Micron, and I'd say 3 or 4 days. And I was, scanning it, printing it out, and like actual size to try and check and see like, okay, how much actual detail do I need to get away with in the background to show the depth? But I'm really proud of it. I think it really sells the arena that she's entered.
It does. I mean, it's a great story and it's a great scene, but this kind of detail just makes it, you can live here. I mean, and it's not just this panel here and then it disappears. That detail goes all the way through, and every page. I mean, this is, and every figure too is just so beautifully done.
I mean, that's. Thank you so much for saying so, Dave. That means a lot. With this kind of anthology, with these kind of short stories, I wanted to make sure that the art was, something you could savor and chew on for a while. And it's 32 pages. There's no ads. I just want to give you your money's worth on the Kickstarter. And so, I'm almost done with issue 2. The Kickstarter's live. And so I'm trying to just make sure I give everybody that orders a book or orders a copy, their money's worth. And giving them.
issue 2's Kickstarter just went live just a couple of days ago. Is that right?
Friday. We launched on Friday, and we're almost halfway there right now. And there's a lot of great rewards that are coming that are attached to it. Like we've got some stickers we're going to be doing. We got some bookmarks. There's a special secret homage variant cover that I hint at, which is it's Back to the Future themed. So that'll unlock once we get to that money point. And then what I'm really excited about for the digital, for the first reward tier, is when we hit 2,000, I'm going to attach a digital sketchbook and behind the scenes kind of commentary for the making of issue 2 as part of the digital copy only, to kind of give that a little bit more of a reward.
That's a great idea for a reward. That's great.
Yeah, it's fun. So I'll have some like why I picked this cover drawing versus the other cover, and like the many different thumbnails and sketches I go through to make sure I get the gesture just right. And then little inside jokes and hidden things that people might not notice. So, but yeah. So I feel like I got so much more than my money's worth. I knew because I saw so much of your art before. I showed this preview for the last Kickstarter on the stream. And you did. It was
fortunate
great
enough to have you on then. But once I got the book, I couldn't believe it. I mean, this has been it's a great book, and with the Kickstarter too, because it's all kind of one book and you have to wait quite a while for something more to get something. 3 stories in one book, a lot of pages, and so much work into it.
And it's a little unconventional in the way the storytelling is unfolding. I'm going backwards, and because I'm kind of trying to simulate the experience that I had you pick up like issue 300 of X-Men when you're a kid, and you kind of like, well, how did they get here? What's going on? And how did this character lose a hand or what have you? And you have to kind of, there was no message board or internet to go onto and be like, tell me all the history of Wolverine. You kind of had to piece it together in your mind and build the continuity with your imagination. And so I'm kind of trying to simulate that experience for the new reader. But ultimately, hopefully it works. If not, at least it's something fun to look at.
Well, for me, the story really worked.
Awesome.
I really enjoyed it a lot. So you can find Chris's Kickstarter. There's a link in the description of this stream. So check that out. So it's really easy to find. And you can see what I got for issue 1. A bunch of different covers too, really high quality paper, and a great story, 3 great stories. And so, yeah, I feel really good about being able to promote the second one after getting this one. And I haven't backed the second one yet. I'm going to have to run and do that as soon as I'm done here.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Take your time.
Thank you so much, Chris, for coming on and talking about it. I really appreciate it. I was excited to have you on. I love the book so much. So
thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. And thank you, Meredith, for, coming back for me. And kicking off, what is this, season 4 now of the Monday Night Draws, technically?
I feel like it is, yeah.
Yeah, season
4. There it is. Thank you so much,
you,
Chris. I feel like you've been a supporter of both of us for a long time. So
yes, thank you so much. You guys have returned the favor a million folds. And thank you for bumping Jim Lee to have me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
So if you haven't supported Chris's Kickstarter, it's still out there.
It's still in. Well, it just went live only a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't say it that way. There's only 1 day left. Run.
Run. Don't walk, run.
But yeah, it's a great book. And I fully expect the last one did really well. This one, I think, after people have seen how great it is, I think this one will far surpass the first one. So yeah, I'm excited to see how well it does.
So I have to read the Alphen Art says, because we were talking about me calling you prior to you talking to Chris, calling you on the intercom. Alphen Art says, I have a specific ring for my wife too. It used to be the Darth Vader theme from Star Wars, but she made me change it. Oh no, when your phone rings and it sounds like
This is why you can never cave. Never give them an inch.
Will we get copyright struck because of that?
I think you're probably all right.
I hope it was quick enough.
Yeah, I think you're probably fine. I don't really actually know what the ruling is on that, but I kind of think maybe you'd actually have to play the actual
music.
Yeah, but I don't know, so don't just start singing stuff.
Don't just start singing stuff. Okay.
I really should just look into it. How long have I been doing this channel? And I have no idea.
You can open up my repertoire so wide.
Yeah, you know what? You can't do it.
I'm stuck to Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
Hulkster says, wait. And speaking of, Hulkster says, wait, Meredith, my sister's birthday is coming up. Can you sing? Why, yes, Hulkster. I can sing. You know who else has a birthday coming up?
Who?
Tomorrow is our oldest son, Hayden's birthday.
Yeah, listen to me. It was my sister's birthday yesterday.
And it was your sister's birthday yesterday.
Yeah. And
so
Hayden, our oldest, is tomorrow.
So guess who's getting Luke for awards and says my birthday was in March. I'm sorry, Luke. That was March. This is May. I love you though. I will always love you for my Finch Farm song.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sing for 3 people right now. I'm going to sing for Leslie. I'm going to sing for Hayden. And I'm going to sing for Hulkster's sister.
And Luke.
No, Luke's birthday was in March.
He did your sign.
Oh, fine. Happy birthday to Leslie, Hayden, Luke, and Hulkster's sister. Happy birthday to Leslie, Hayden, Luke, and Hulkster's sister. Happy birthday to Leslie, Hayden, Luke, and Hulkster's sister. Happy birthday to Leslie, Hayden, Luke, and Hulkster's sister.
And my sister might actually even hear that. She
might.
She watches sometimes.
Watches the stream.
Yeah, sometimes.
You can play for Hayden tomorrow. He might actually pay attention to the fact that his name was in there.
He might. Worth a shot.
Oh, Luke says, I'm hurt, but I love the pain. Well, too bad. Now I just sang to you. Suddenly I'm cured. Graveyard says, hello, David. Do you think about continuing with Ascension? I grew up learning to draw with those amazing comics.
Well, and thank you. I have thought about it at times before. I'm always torn. I don't own Ascension, and Top Cow does. And so that is a factor. At the same time, I never really take on a project and think, hey, you know, this is going to be this or that or whatever. Like, I just want it to be a great comic. And there's nothing that would prevent me from, you know, at least trying to make it a great comic. So I don't need to own it, and I would love to do it. And it's a book that I have, over the years, I've had a lot of ideas for things that I wish I would have done. And some things that I kind of explored going in, and then I'm not a writer. Unlike Chris Ollett, who is very good. And so a lot got lost, and I would love to, you know, maybe get a chance to take another shot at it. I'm always so torn. I'd love to do Moon Knight again. I'd love to do so many things, you know, and I can only do one thing at a time. And the last thing that I've been doing has been taking up years. So, but yes, I would not be against it for sure. This pen is not working well. These things, they dull so fast. Hopefully this one's better. We'll see. Nope. It is what it is. Every once in a while, I get one that it like just has such a sharp point, and the whole picture just goes better. And then I can go through pen after pen, and they're more like this, where I'm getting a duller line. I kind of have to make do. Meredith's checking her phone.
I'm not checking my phone. I'm totally checking my
You're on the clock here.
I'm on the clock, but, you know, I'm doing a good job. Stop. I can do 2 things at once. I can do 3 things at once, which is actually what I'm doing.
All right.
Henry Jeremick says, Dave, this drawing looks great. Rose reminds me of John Bolton's Murata the She-Wolf. Are you familiar with his work?
I'm familiar with John Bolton, but not that character, no. And thank you. Yeah, John Bolton's a great artist. He's very, very good. I haven't seen anything from him for quite a while. I don't know if he's still working in comics or if he's moved on to more illustration or what. I need to look into it. There's so many artists that you kind of, you know, drift away and then you forget and you remember them and think, geez, what happened? You know, I'd like to see more work from them. Comics, I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else. But it can be a grind, especially for an artist that's very detail oriented. It can be a lot, and not everybody wants to spend their whole life, you know, constantly chained to a deadline. So I understand when people move on for different things, like video games or whatever. Video games have their own deadlines too. I mean, everything does, but comics can be brutal.
Hexspawn 617 says, those pens do seem to dry up on me quick. I feel like they do dry up on you quick.
They don't dry up on me. That's not the problem that I have generally. And they do, but that's not the problem. The problem is that they get blunt and I can't get a really fine line out of them. And I tend to get more of a bit of a felt tip kind of a line, which is not what I'm looking for. And it means that I end up having to go through a lot of extra work with a micron to try and clean that up. If I want it to be a little cleaner, which I do. I mean, especially if it's something published, the difference between like this pen when it works really well and when it doesn't, it can be, you know, a few hours of meticulous cleanup with a Micron. It's not my favorite. And I can see right now, like it's working fine. I'm just not getting the kind of fine detail that I wish I was getting. This is where traditional tools are so nice. If I was using a proper quill, I'd get a perfect line. Or if I was using a proper brush and had the kind of control like a Scott Williams, you know. So at this point now,
Osmosis Art has a super chat for 10 Australian dollars. Osmosis Art says, Happy Monday, Dave and Meredith. I'm doing better with character building and anatomy, but can we look into scene development down the track?
yes.
Environment detail has been challenging for me. God bless.
Thank you very much, Osmosis. And yes, the next video that I'm going to do, and that's going to be this month. And it is true. I don't have the kind of time I wish I had, but I want to get a video out this month. Is going to be on scene development. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a script, and break down the script, show you guys how I break it down, because the scripts can be very complex and they can cover a lot of ground, and you need to kind of have a sense of what is essential for you to know and what you want to know everything that's in there, but you can prioritize to make it much easier for you to break it down and not get lost in the details, and just focus on exactly what you need to get, you know, stage one of a layout, get it kind of working, and then you know, go from there. And that's really what I want to do for the next video is breaking down a script and working on that kind of stuff. So that's coming. You know what I'd really like to do with it, actually? I need to I'd like to talk to Skybound maybe and see if they have any sample scripts, or maybe Marvel or DC, and use one of their sample scripts, because they all have sample scripts for artists to try out on. I think that might be kind of fun. And usually their sample scripts to try out on are a bear. They give you a lot of very difficult things. I mean, Michael Johnson Curry could attest. Those scripts can be incredibly difficult to translate.
Cool. I missed Alari's super chat. Alari at TCG has a super chat. I had a drink. No, I don't. Has a super chat for $4.99. Dave, I just discovered Rob Willis and Liam Sharp. What happened to me? How have I been living under a rock? They give me old Penmaster vibes.
Okay, first of all, Liam Sharp, I love his artwork. My first, I did a Death's Head on the stream. One of my first characters that I did, and that's because of Liam Sharp. His work on Death's Head. Now, this is a long time ago. He's done runs on so many books that I absolutely love. His Wonder Woman stuff was amazing. The stuff he's doing now is the detail is incredible. I'm a huge fan. Which makes me really concerned that I'm not familiar with the other artist. And if he's anything remotely as good as Liam Sharp, I'm missing out too. But I'm glad you found Liam Sharp's work. He's so good. You know what? I will say this. I've seen him at conventions a couple times, Liam Sharp. I've never talked to him. And it's so me all around. It's really difficult for me to just walk up to somebody and talk to him, you know? Don't do that the best. And I really need to just get over it, because I'd love to meet him, and I still have not. So one day, next time I see him, I'm just going to say, hey, you know, I'm sure he won't bite. He's one of my absolute favorites.
Maybe I should run up and get another drink.
You want water?
So that I'm not coughing.
Do you want water? I've got water. Yeah, here, hold on.
You have water down here? Oh, look at that.
Ready to go.
It's almost like you know it's coming down tonight. Cappy Meal has a super chat for $5. I find my work ending up cartoonish like Scott Young, but I also want to be detail-oriented with muscles. Any advice on the middle ground?
Yes, actually, my advice would be to do studies. I know it's always my advice, but especially for a situation like that where you have kind of some disparate styles working in what you're doing and some trouble kind of making that work and finding a middle ground. Looking at some different artists and bringing in some different inspiration and influence is by far and away the best way to start integrating those things together, because it just gives you a lot more tools to use. So, in places where you feel like, hey, maybe now I don't want to say too cartoony, because I mean, come on, Scotty Young is not too cartoony. He's perfectly cartoony. But if you feel like there are places where you're having trouble envisioning it in a more realistic way, or places where it's very realistic and you'd like to find ways to make it more cartoony, finding other artists, I think is by far the best way to go. So my ideal advice would be to find an artist that is kind of that middle ground, something that really appeals to you, but that works on a style that isn't too cartoony, isn't too realistic, and can, maybe help you bridge that gap a little bit. It's just not possible to just do on your own. You really need to bring in some influences. So that's what I would really recommend.
Henry Jermick says, Dave, it's difficult for you to get guests on the stream, like Liam Sharp, if you do not talk to them.
Yeah, that's
just a theory.
That is actually where it's tough. Is I've managed to get a lot of great guests on the show, obviously, and it's been great. But I've never talked to Liam Sharp. I need to talk to him. And we're talking, by the way, I've been talking to Bart Sears for a while to come on, and he's gonna come on. I'm sure he will. But he's an artist and he's busy, and it's just been difficult to get the timing to work, and that does happen. It's not always the easiest thing to make schedules line up. So one of these days we're getting Bart Sears. So if you're not familiar with Bart Sears, he did Brutes and Babes. He did a lot of things that are great, but he did Brutes and Babes for Wizard magazine, which was it was a tutorial column in Wizard, and so much of what I learned from his tutorials in Wizard magazine. So I'd love to have him on to show some of his process and talk about some of that stuff. And, I'm sure we'll get there. I'm never asking Jim Lee. I'm going to be honest with you.
Art
know what's going to
9
happen?
says, no, Art 9 says,
say,
now I have a
Jim,
feeling.
would you like to come on? And he's going to go, no.
No. Art 9 says, now I have a feeling that if I approached David, he would cut off my hand. If only I said hello to him. Now I'm even more scared than I was before. Meredith Finch, help me somehow. David's a puppy dog.
Yeah.
He's an extremely shy. He's like, okay, this is for all of you people on the stream. Dave is like the puppy that really wants to be your friend, but he growls at you kind of and barks, but his tail is wagging.
Okay, would you stop?
That's Dave. He really wants to be your friend.
I do. I'm not, I'm not standoffish at shows
He's
or
a
anything.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
You just have to break the ice because he thinks nobody likes him.
You know what? Thank you for that, Meredith. That's great. But really,
That's
I mean,
why I'm here. You're welcome.
It is.
Put the money in the meter.
It's a pretty common artist trait, to be honest. I mean, I think a lot of you guys could relate with that. Not really in the way that she said it. I'm not going to endorse that, but the general theory, sure.
All right. Jeremiah Blackwell says, question, when laying out a perspective piece, do you think about the character angle first and fit the environment to it? Or think about the environment and perspective first and fit the character to it? Character first.
It depends. With this one, I drew the character, but I had an idea of kind of now. Look, this is a character on a rock. How many times have you guys seen me do this? It is a character in an environment. And I could draw an entire environment back there, but generally, like something like this is relatively simple. But if I need to draw like a lot of scenes that I do, I think about the perspective and I think about the environment first, and then place the characters. If it's more environment focused, if I need to tell a specific story with environment elements, yes. So it depends. I would say sketches, I have much more of a tendency to just draw the character. For printed work, covers, anything like that, I tend to think about the environment more because it really needs to work as an overall picture more than just like a figure sketch. So, yeah.
All right. We are at 8:30.
Yep.
And you know what I haven't done yet? Because we're not doing book of the week.
Oh, I forgot. I don't even have a book of the week ready to go.
We did Chrysolette.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
in
so
lieu of
and
Book of
actually,
the
that's a very good book of the week. So we did
Yes,
book of the week.
We
There
did
you
book of the week with Chrysolette's Kickstarter book. But what I have not done yet is said, and I know you guys have all been waiting for this. Hit like or subscribe.
Right, they've been waiting for that.
They have. Everybody waits for that. And we don't have Kenny here because apparently Kenny has abandoned the stream.
He'll be back.
Kenny Wang, where are you? And our Jedi. Right now, my chat says there are 377 likes. I am number 378. We have half an hour left. I think we can get that to 500. That is only 122 likes.
That's a lot.
There's got to be 122 people out there who can like this stream tonight. So that is my challenge. In the next 30 minutes,
All right.
hit the like button if you have not already, because you were waiting, as I know you do, for me to say hit like.
Right.
And if by some miracle there is somebody out here listening to this stream who is not already subscribed, why? That's my question for you. So hit the subscribe. Subscribe. Don't miss one single phenomenal piece of David Finch art action streaming goodness, nuggets of wisdom. Hit subscribe. I need to get up on my commercial voice.
No, you're as over the top with that as you ever need to be. Don't worry.
I can do better. I can set the bar.
Yeah.
Batman Statue Collector says, thank you, David, for my clay face and penguin this weekend. So he was obviously in Chicago.
No, he wasn't. Those were mail away. Well, thank you very much. I'm so glad. And it's great to hear from you because, look, I love drawing those. Those were a blast. I had so much fun. I probably spent a little bit too much time. Whatever. I had so much fun with them. But I didn't get to meet you. And so it's great to have you here and to hear from you. I really appreciate it.
So, David,
Yes.
how's it been drawing Rose?
It's been
Are
good.
you going to finish this in half an hour?
Yep. Oh yeah, look at it. We're.
I feel like the leggings are missing some like rendering and stuff.
I'm working
The
my way
leg
down.
armor.
Yeah, I'm working my way down. Just give me a little.
I feel like I
time.
want to tag Iguara and say, Ig, look what we did. I know it's been so long.
He's gonna be upset because there are things I know I lost in the costume, but it's tough to.
I'll text him and go, Ig, Dave's bad. Dave's a bad artist, but he's not as good as you with the costume.
No, well, this is Ig's costume.
It is Ig's costume. Ig knew what he's doing. Oh gosh, he's such a good artist.
Yep.
If you don't have Iguara books, please buy Iguara books. I just want to give props to all of the artists I worked with because I worked with some phenomenal artists. Miguel Mendonca, who DC just loves, and with good reason. That guy is so incredibly, phenomenally talented.
Yes, and a really nice guy. You know what?
So nice.
Don't even think I mentioned it to you. I saw him just at a convention toward the end of last year, and I can't remember where.
New York?
Yeah, maybe it was New York. But
Probably.
yeah, so I talked to him a little bit there, and yeah, he was really nice.
I don't work with people who aren't nice. It's like a prerequisite. Iguara, like Ig, so lovely. I love his art. He's phenomenally talented.
Yeah, when you started working with him, I was like giving him pointers about, do this with the storytelling and that. And then I started
Not
seeing
at all. And you're like, I should back off because
Yes.
we didn't know.
Yeah, you don't know what you're
what
dealing
you're
with.
getting, but yeah, he was.
The minute he started, I'm like,
he
okay,
was
I'll shut up.
nothing but like a gentleman.
Yes.
He's
Oh, and
like-
he took my notes like a gentleman too, even
Yeah.
though he really did not need
He did
them.
not need them. He was spectacular.
Yes.
And Colin Dyer,
Yeah, Colin Dyer.
who did the Book of Ruth.
Yes.
Like I have been so incredibly blessed that
Would you ever work with Colin again?
100%. We've been working on a project which I've stopped. I did not finish.
Yes, and you need to.
I need to finish it.
Meredith actually promised. Well, whatever. She
I-
said
I was supposed to finish it this year.
in March. She said, "I'm going to finish it," and I said, "You don't have time." And she said, "I'm going to do it," and she
I
didn't.
didn't do it.
But this year, you.
But I
Yeah.
will finish it. It's my goal for this year to finish that.
Well, you need to because Colin has done some work for it already. That
Yeah,
is like-
it's almost done. It is
Yeah.
like 3/4 of the way done.
and he's such a
And
great artist that
Yeah.
we kind of lose him here and there because he ends up doing other things. Which I
Yes.
mean, fair enough.
And honestly, the farm took so much of my time.
Yeah.
But all things in God's time.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. All things in God's time. Paul Essenson has a super chat for $5. Paul says, hello there. I saw a rose book in my local library here in Western Australia. So she gets around, for lack of a better term. Love the channel.
Paul's in Australia. I didn't know that. Did you
Paul's
know
in
that?
Australia. I did not know that. But you know what's cool, Paul, is you're not the only one who saw that book in a library, because your sister, if you remember, Audrey,
Yeah.
in like Cold Lake, Alberta, or Wainwright, Alberta.
Me and my niece.
But Leslie,
Yeah.
your sister Leslie, called us to let us know that your niece found a Rose book in her library too.
Yes.
So Rose is a library collector's item,
Yes.
which is lovely. Extreme maybe says, Russ Hicks, Meredith must be drinking coffee. If she's asking for more rendering
Yeah. What is going on?
or whiskey.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm drawing her character.
Yeah, it's because my character. Because I think, what did Russ say? Russ said, don't spill my water. Russ said, hold on. He commented on the fact that I asked for more rendering. Can't find it. Oh, Elfin Art says, whoa, speaking of good artists, Ariel Olivetti is here.
Really? Wow. Wow. Thank you so much for coming by. You are familiar with Ariel Olivetti. Are you, Meredith? Because we did a stream with Ariel,
You did do a painting stream, was
an
it not?
incredible artist from Argentina. And we did a painting stream, our first painting stream. Both Eric and I had taken Ariel's course, which was great. And that really gave us kind of the foundation to get started painting. We learned so much from it and learned so much from having Ariel on. I have wanted to do another painting stream with Ariel for a while. We did talk about it. But he was a little busy for a bit, and I thought, okay, well, I'll give it a little bit of time, and I'll bring it up again. I don't want to, I don't want to push, but Ariel, we would love to do it again, anytime. I'll drop everything. We'll stop right now. We'll just do it.
Well, no, not tonight, but
But
should
thank you
definitely
for
do it.
coming.
definitely do it. Dave, if I'm gonna
By the way, Ariel's stream, Meredith, we had, I think, the most live viewers I've ever had. To give you an
Oh,
idea
yeah.
of just how
special Ariel is.
yeah, well, yeah, a great artist and a very dedicated audience.
So I was just going to tell you,
Mhm.
if you want me to continue doing this stream,
Yes.
I'm not going to continue to use a microphone with tape and a little foam pad that keeps falling off every 5 minutes.
All right.
So I need a new microphone.
All right. I said I would do that before.
You
too.
promised me,
I know. You know what? Life's busy.
and
But I'll get you your microphone.
I want a better setup. You promised me a better chair too.
All right.
not this uncomfortable couch.
All right. Well, we're doing this again next Monday. We'll be back. And
and Ariel says we'll paint with gouache next time.
okay.
Oh,
Look, I'll do it. It's fine.
Oh, you found Dave's Achilles heel. Totally.
Well, Ariel also paints with watercolor, which is these are very difficult mediums because you have to really know what you're putting down. And I don't a lot of times. I'm getting better, and so is Eric. Actually, you know what? I think we might be more equipped to be able to do it now, and I'd be really curious to find out. And so, yes, absolutely.
I might watch a stream of you painting with gouache because I know it's your nemesis.
I've done it before. I did gouache with Jeffrey Watts. Very, very difficult. I mean, he did a beautiful job. But yeah, I think that would be great. So yes, absolutely. We will talk.
And just so you know, Dave Henry wants to know what's going on with my sound effects. So that also means that you're gonna have to bring that sound effect table back back into my reach.
It's out of Meredith's reach right now.
It's not within my reach, Henry. I can't reach it. But I'm gonna just destroy Dave with it.
Yeah.
If I can do it.
Well, not really, because I can't hear it.
No,
You destroy everybody else with
I'll destroy your hearing.
Yeah.
Henry Jeremick says, distance, too great. It's true. Oh, and Adam Gehring says, speaking, Ariel has a course on Domestica character illustration with acrylic for a great price.
Yes, that's the course I'm talking about. That's the one Eric and I took. And yeah, that really, so much of the painting that we're doing is really very heavily based on a foundation from that course. And it's laid out in a way that you can do it, which is not such an easy thing to do with painting. Like there's so much to cover, but it's professional technique broken down in a very, very simple way. The color mixing is done very simply and beautifully, but kept simple. So you're not looking at, 5 different colors and like these bespoke kind of crazy things. It's done in a way that you can follow very deliberately and specifically. It's great. An invaluable course. I want to say that it's in Spanish, but it's all translated too. So I had no trouble following. So if you get there and you're worried about a language barrier, don't be worried about it. It's very clear. Yeah, see, I'm almost done. What time is it? 8:30. Oh man, I'm gonna be early. In a minute, I'm gonna switch my mic on and get my details in, and I'm not gonna go crazy with it, and it'll be bedtime. Excited?
Yoo-hoo!
There you go.
I'm never sad to go to bed.
Yeah. All right. Details. This is where a lot of times I actually end up making things worse. So I'll try not to do that.
Don't make it worse.
It does happen.
No versey worse.
So yeah, I can do smaller.
I didn't hear that.
No.
I definitely did not.
I can do smaller things, but then also some rendering. I can kind of finish out and make the lines flow out just a little nicer to more of a point than I can get with, especially if my Tombow is not working the best, which it wasn't. So just going in here, and I don't need to do a huge amount. Like here, I'm just going to kind of continue these, and it just takes out over where the Tombow kind of left off, and I couldn't continue it because I was just getting, and you can see there are little dots all over the place because the Tombow is just coming out too thick. Now I'm putting little dots on with my micron, but they're smaller.
Tell us what you're doing, Dave.
I was.
But continue.
All right. So yeah, I'm just going to go through and just find areas that I can just add just a little bit to. I don't want to get carried away. So I don't think I mentioned I'm penciling a cover right now, actually, like in my job, and I'm not inking it.
Why not?
I'm going to be working with an inker.
What? No,
Which-
you're not.
Yeah, which I haven't done for
I
quite
didn't
a while.
approve that.
You didn't.
And I approve everything.
So yeah, Danny's going to ink it, Danny Mickey, which I'm very, very excited about.
Have you confirmed this with Danny Mickey?
Yes.
Does he know that he's doing this for you?
Yes. He expected it last week because I said that's when it would be done.
He really expect it last week?
I know, that's the thing. Like,
Because he's known you for a long time.
he knows how it goes. Doing my best.
Are you though? Are you doing your best, Dave?
You know what? Yes. Maybe my best
If
is just
you are-
not very good.
It's not good enough. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying your best is not good enough. So what you're also saying is, I have to go to FedEx.
Yeah, but the good news is that means
You're
So,
actually faster penciling.
oh, so much faster. I can pencil.
Then why isn't it done?
I haven't had it. Meredith, back off, man. Yeah, I can pencil a cover in a day. I can't pencil and ink a cover in a day. So, and Danny can do things that I love inking. This is fun. I can't ink like Danny. I mean, it's just
That's true facts. True facts.
I've worked with Danny. If you guys are not familiar, we worked together for years. We worked together on
years.
Avengers.
He's known
and
Danny
Moon Knight.
longer than he's known me.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
were partnership long before we were partnership.
That's true.
D. Pal wants to know, Dave, if you have ever studied Bern Hogarth.
I have not. So I wasn't familiar with Bern Hogarth, and when I started at Top Cow, and Bern Hogarth was a little frowned upon because his proportions they can get really wild, and things can he's an incredibly dynamic artist, but I think the fear was that you could kind of start picking up some things that wouldn't necessarily translate in the way that they wanted, and so it made me a little bit leery of Bern Hogarth's work. And so no, I have never studied it, and I really should. I think my last video I said that I don't like his stuff, and then I thought I should leave that in there because the minute you say you don't like something, all the people that do like it will point out all the incredible artists that are influenced by it, and there are so many incredible artists influenced by Bern Hogarth. So it's not for me to say at all, but no, I have not been influenced by it. I mean, there are other ones too that I just find there's so much information out there. There really is. I mean, we live in an era where information is cheap, not in a way that it never used to be. It used to be so hard to find some of these things out. Like to be able to watch an artist like Ariel Olivetti paint, you just could not do that, or Greg Staples or Brian Selfries, to be able to see that happen. It's incredible. And I am very, very grateful to be able to have them on and to be able to paint with them, but also just to be able to watch just, as a fan and a student of the medium myself.
Hansel has a super chat for $5. Thank you so much. As always, would love to see Kurt from Color with Kurt as a guest on how he would approach digitally painting some of your pieces.
I would love to have him on again. I had Kurt on, actually. He colored a Moon Knight picture that I did. It was based on the TV show. And I think that Jimmy Reyes inked that one. Actually, I know he did. So, yeah. And he was great. I mean, he's a really nice guy, too. He was very patient with me. I was doing all the planning myself, trying to plan guests. And I'm not a planner, so I don't think I made it as easy as it could have been. But he was great. He was great to have on. So yeah, anytime. And he has, by the way, a great YouTube channel, Color with Kurt. Just look it up. A lot of great information if you want to do coloring or really, any kind of computer related stuff with comics. He's a great resource. And scribble a little bit more, and I think I'm going to say it's done.
Are you done?
Yep, I'm going to sign it.
Looks amazing.
Thank you.
I can't really see the whole picture because it's hidden. You got zoomed in. I don't know what the heck you're doing. There you go. That's better.
8:46. 14 minutes early.
Woo. No, your maximum amount of allowable time is 2 hours.
All right. Well, that was a blast. And it's just good to be back doing Monday Night Draw. I really missed it. And I missed, talking directly with you guys. That's weird. Hold on.
Fix it. Fix it.
I put a dot there. This is why sometimes better just to walk away. Yeah, I really missed talking more directly with you guys. It's something that I do miss doing, the more art related streams, which I also really enjoy doing, and we will continue to do. But it's great to have this back. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming and watching Monday Night Draw with Meredith and me. And hopefully you guys all have a great week, and we will see you next Monday, 7 o'clock.
Only
right.
7 o'clock.
Yes. All right.
Meredith got to go to the bed.
She does. All right. Good night, everybody.
Have a good night. Love you guys.